In 1636, Amsterdam was the place to be. As a hub for trade, it attracted people from all over Europe. And among them was our protagonist, Peter, a humble cloth merchant who made modest sales at the market by day and dreamed of riches by night. One evening, sitting in a candlelit Dutch tavern, he looked around at the merchants drinking and exchanging papers and coins. Suddenly, Peter realized, this is my golden ticket to easy money. But what was this golden ticket? A flower bulb, the tulip. You see, tulips had just arrived in Europe. Exotic, colorful, unlike anything seen before. They were being displayed in the gardens of nobles and kings as a symbol of power. And so Peter, like many others, wondered, if a flower can bring status, could it also bring fortune? Now, to find out, Peter did what any of us would. He nervously walked up to a merchant, approached a table piled high with tulip bulbs, and asked for the most expensive one. But the merchant only smiled and said, "These aren't for sale, friend. These are contracts." Confused, Peter learned that these weren't actual tulips. They were promises of future tulips. The merchant explained that if Peter paid him 100 guilders for the contract, he would in turn pay Peter 100 guilders plus 4% interest when the season ended, and he handed over the real tulips. So essentially, he was buying a tiny piece of the merchant's business, and that's exactly what Peter did. He spent all his savings and took out a loan to buy 10 contracts, each promising 400 tulips. For weeks, nothing happened. Then one day, the merchant approached Peter with a smile and said, "It's time." Peter's 100 guilder investment was now worth 140 guilders. Overjoyed, he took the money, reinvested, and bought 20 more contracts. Then, 2 months later, the unimaginable happened. Peter sold his 20 contracts for 300 guilders. His original 100 guilder investment was now worth 300 guilders. Peter walked into the tavern that night, threw down a pile of cash on the table, and yelled, "This flower is going to make me rich." The crowd cheered, and soon everyone was talking about Peter and his lucky flower. And over the next few years, the price kept rising. It seemed like owning tulips was a surefire way to make money, so more and more people got involved. Farmers, bakers, even barbers. A single rare bulb could be worth more than Peter's entire shop. And the crazier part, you didn't even need to buy the tulip, you just needed a contract. That's right. Tulips became so valuable that people started buying and selling pieces of contracts. In fact, one fellow named Salomon bought half a contract and made 200% in just 6 weeks. Before long, everyone in the Netherlands was swept up in this frenzy. People were spending their life savings on bulbs, taking out loans, skipping meals. Some became so obsessed that they stopped working altogether. That's how it is when something seems too good to be true. Reality has a way of making you believe it. In the end, 90% of people lost everything. Their houses, their savings, their very dignity. The crash wiped out more than $1 billion in today's money. And it all happened because of a flower. But why are we still talking about this today? What does this story have to do with us? Well, exactly what you think. You see, the story of the tulips isn't just a crazy tale from history. It's a warning. Because 4 centuries later, the same thing happened again and again and again. In the 1920s, it was the US housing market. In 1987, it was the stock market. More recently, it's been cryptocurrencies and meme stocks. We can call them different things, but really, they're the same thing. Something rises incredibly fast. People get excited, stop thinking rationally, and want to get involved. And then suddenly it all comes crashing down. So remember, no matter how exciting things seem, always take a step back. Look at the bigger picture and ask yourself, is this sustainable? Because what rises too fast falls just as quickly. Thank you for watching. On screen, you can find more information about the Great Tulip Bubble. And you can check out our community if you want to talk more about today's video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and come back soon because next week we'll have another amazing animation for you.